5. How many on the phone?
We have Mike Stapleton.
6, 7. We have a quorum.
We can't hear him now. And then we have
Pickerel, right?
Pickerel, and then someone else, Colorado Springs number. Who else on the phone? Can you all hear me?
Probably Lexi.
Unmute your phones and talk. And okay, Stacy is here. She says you can't hear her. Are they all muted?
We can't hear her.
Yes, Stacy says she's on the phone, but she can't hear her. She's the Colorado Springs number, I guess.
So Stacy doesn't have a bathroom, but she has a phone.
Can you guys hear us now?
Oh.
Can they hear us?
Can you hear us? Let's see. She can hear John, but she can't hear us. She can hear John Pickerel.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense.
So they can hear each other. Do we have them all unmuted?
They're not muted. It's definitely this computer. Grief. I'm restarting my browser.
You making a motion to buy another computer?
This is my work computer.
Oh.
It's like a $6,000 computer.
It's already challenging.
Oh, can you guys hear us now?
Yeah, can you hear that? Mike, Lowe, I can hear you.
We can hear you guys.
All right, we can hear you. Let's start. Read and approve agenda. 1 minute. Has everyone read the agenda?
Yes.
Is there anybody opposed to it? Without opposition, the agenda's been approved. Introduce guests. We have Kat Markin, Kevin Goldbranson, and Ross Clough. Affiliates reports. Arapahoe County.
Arapahoe County, tomorrow night's our monthly Arapahoe happy hour. We don't have a speaker this month, but please join us for social shenanigans.
Did Matt cancel?
Oh, I'm sorry, we have Matt DG coming to speak. My mistake.
What is his position?
He is the newly appointed Libertarian Party of Colorado campaigns director.
He's our campaigns director. He's got a ton of campaigns during the presidential election. Rancho Alegre on the corner of Alameda and Chambers of Aurora.
Okay, we have nobody from Denver County, Boulder County, Douglas County, Jefferson County.
Hi everybody. Last month we had a really cool debate on the Electoral College versus the popular vote, and it was pretty informative. We had Senator Hayes speaking, and we had a pretty good turnout. Next month we have Frank Atwood, who's the chair of the approval voting party, so we talked about approval voting. It'll be interesting to see how that correlates to the Electoral College as well. I think there's some correlation. So that's on the 20th. So not this Thursday, but the Thursday after. And it's at the Holiday Lanes in Lakeland.
Awesome. El Paso County.
We had our board meeting a while back. I don't remember the date. And we have a new outreach director. No, I'm sorry.
New chairman.
You have a new chairman.
No, that was a while ago. No, the one that's new is our education director. Sorry.
Oh.
Anthony Delgado is the education director. Judy Darcy has always sort of been the outreach director, and she's just decided that she has enough time to resume that officially. So, and that was as of our January convention.
Awesome.
I thought you had your officers elected since the last board meeting.
When is your next board meeting?
next board meeting will be early in the month.
And your social?
20th. I think it's the third Thursday.
Did I read it wrong? Is Lexi not your chairman?
Yes, she is, but that was January.
But it was after the board meeting. This is February. So it's been since the last board meeting.
I'm sorry.
It's been since our last board meeting. So you have all sorts of new directors. Lexi is the new chairman.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
Victoria Suriola is our new vice chair. Chris Houchins is doing his tired job because he was always overtaxed with that and trying to be chairman, which is a shame because he was great. So that's all.
Anybody on from the LNC? Nobody. Okay. We already approved the minutes. I guess I skipped. I went in the wrong
What
order.
about Michael Stapleton from Pueblo?
Oh, Pueblo. Pueblo County. Is there a report? I think it's John Pickerel, actually.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Still.
Yeah, Michael Stapleton's no longer in Pleasant.
No. That changes.
It's John Pickerel.
Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. We will be holding our next meeting Tuesday, the 18th of February. Our last meeting was on January 21st. Both John Kyle and I were actually out of town that day. So we did have a gentleman by the name of Gordon Carlton who led the meeting. The topic was local politics in Pueblo West. Our Metro District has a bad habit of spending money on big projects for no gain at all. I know that's a surprise to everybody. Of course, government would never do that, but we have that contagion down here too. This month we're going to be basically outlining our speaker schedule for the rest of the year, and we'll put that out when we have it.
Awesome. Elbert County, they're not here, but their next meeting is the March the 4th. They are starting a development group there in Elizabeth. So check out Facebook for them. We already approved the minutes. Officer reports. Chairman. Yes, Mr. Gilbranson.
Would there be public comment from the public that's here?
Is there anybody who wants to say anything? Mr. Gilbranson.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I would just like to point out, it's good to see somebody doing something good, and I would like to give kudos to the vice chair of Arapahoe County today, who took an inquiry from somebody on our Facebook page asking what our position as a party is on abortion. She gave a very, very good answer and a link to the platform. And the woman came back and said, "Thank you, I've been considering joining the party."
And that was our vice chairman who took the reins on that
Thank you,
one.
Ms. Catmore.
Kevin just promoted her to chairman. All right, I missed that.
Yeah.
Future chairman. of Arapahoe County.
Any other public commentary? Mr. Spalding.
I'm talking for Frank Atwood. He called and said he wasn't risking his life on this, but he also said that the center-right coalition is no longer available for working together on various freedom stuff, that they're going to focus solely on getting Republican candidates, Cory Gardner and Trump, reelected. That was just what came up today.
Thank you, Mr. Spalding. Any other public commentary? LNC report? Nobody from the LNC. Read and approve minutes. Has everybody read the minutes? Are there any changes? Any oppositions? Without opposition, it passes. Officer reports. Chairman, I guess that's me. And I sent a report in, but I sent it late because I was in Mesa County and I didn't have my computer. Would you guys please mute your phones, please?
John.
I don't know what's going
John
on.
Pickerel.
John Pickerel, would you mute your phone? It's making an awful noise over here.
I'm trying. I'm actually carrying something from the car, so give me just a second. Or you can meet me.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
So I did submit a little report, but there's more things to add. So But since it wasn't on time, I'm gonna start. Would you time me, please? Okay, without opposition, Mr. DiGianardo accepted the position as campaigns director. That's part of my report. I testified in Salida against the flavor ban of nicotine products and attended the Mesa County Social and was glad to see 3 new faces at their meetup. 3 new people who were at that meetup, which is really exciting stuff. I would like to reiterate that it is by getting libertarians elected to local and state level positions that we can start infringements or at least slow down the exponential growth of government. I call on you to get involved and run for office, volunteer in campaigns, because it is imperative that we stand up for our principles and not allow Colorado to become a place where tyranny reigns and we let the government run rampant. For 2020, the LPCO is all about growth, growing affiliates, growing our donor base, growing voter registrations, and growing our footprint throughout the state. A quarterly newsletter has been consistently making it to the mailboxes of registered libertarians and donors throughout the state, and events like the December Festivus have brought out presidential candidates and put thousands of dollars in the LPCO coffers. We once again have an affiliate in our largest county, Denver, and more counties should affiliate throughout the coming year. Camaraderie has replaced gamemanship, and libertarians are finding a good reason to get involved or re-engaged after an extended absence. February will include outreach to former candidates in order to get on the ballot in full this November. The state board continues to move ahead despite numerous efforts to derail its momentum and countless hours spent in handling complaints, which have nothing to do with setting the world free in our lifetimes. Despite this, the LPCO is showing real growth and momentum heading into another election season. We look forward to seeing many of you at our annual convention, April 3rd through the 5th in Glenwood Springs. Remember that we need to get that the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Let's not allow it to happen. Get involved. Let's run for office. Thank you. That's my report. Vice Chair?
I have one addition to my report, and this came up after report time happened. I need to get you, Mr. Campaigns Director, up to speed on an issue we're dealing with in Park County. We've got a libertarian who's trying to run for county commissioner out there, and we've got a county commissioner who doesn't understand how our ballot access works. So I might need your help in trying to speak to this county clerk about how libertarians are able to run on the ballot and how we don't have to petition our way onto the ballot because we have that access.
Can I send a strongly worded email?
You certainly may.
Oh, okay.
I also have the clerk's phone number too.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I have.
Hey Eric, this is Stacy Petty. Can you contact me about that?
Certainly, Stacy. I'll put you in on that too.
Thank you.
Just a reminder to not interrupt and
Yes, ma'am.
request for permission to speak. Thank you. Sorry. Treasurer?
The only thing I would have to add is this past weekend I was at the Loveland Gun Show, and we picked up 5 contacts, 4 of them new, and $20.
Awesome.
Not a big deal, but better than nothing.
It's good. 5 contacts, always good. Fundraising?
I'm sitting in for Angela. There are a couple of changes to the speakers list that was posted on the Google Drive. So I handed out what I currently have for speakers, what I've lined up, and also for those that are interested in the cost, on the sheet here it has the speaker and what we have offered them in the cost. If it's in red, it means that I haven't confirmed that. It may go down, but it will not go up. If it's in black, then that is what the cost of that is. So you'll have a total of the speaker costs in there. And I would like to make a motion under new business.
Thank you, ma'am. Campaigns.
So I just was into my email today. I know you guys got the email I sent from my regular account, and I just want to go over what my goals are for the next 2 months. We'll skip ahead. I'm involved in multiple campaigns. I will have to step down basically right before convention, just because I think it's only right, conflict of interest, et cetera, to go into that free and clear. But my goals in these 2 months, and I've already sent a couple of emails today to try to reconnect with some people. Let's see here. I'm gonna be wanting to try to find a new campaigns director in the next 2 months and try to get them up to speed on what's going on. Somebody who I think will stick it out, will be trustworthy, and will be steady and not a fire plug by any stretch. Second, I want to have a complete spreadsheet of the races with declared candidates and those still lacking anyone, and then we will make calls to former candidates, myself and volunteers, try to fill those spots. Let's see here. Third, I'm going to be looking to work with Stacy on to develop just simple messaging that our candidates can use, copy and paste onto their websites. If they don't want to have to think things too much, we'll put some thought into how it will work to communicate. Just kitchen table issue more so than necessarily going for the throat. Trying to find an attractive way to bring in some new voters. And I'm going to be looking for these people that we have running this year. I'm going to look and see if they have any local races coming up in the spring or fall of next year that they might want to jump right back into, try to carry that name recognition forward and see if we can't build on that. And the other one, the big one, is I'm looking to try to find volunteers, set them aside regionally so that we can get some people sent into these winning races where there's some potential. And utilize the volunteers where they actually can, where their footprint will actually make a difference. And that's the goal for 2 months. So I'm going to do the best I can on that. Anyone looking to run for office, let me know so I can knock that off the list. But I've already started sending out some emails today. Yeah, David?
Mr. David, Mr.
We have approximately 40 people in the database who have indicated an interest in running.
Okay.
What are your plans for contacting those people and finding out?
I'll give them a call over the next couple of weeks here. I'd like to try to get those contacted at least done by the end of this month so we know where we're at March 1st.
Okay.
Any other questions? Is there anything else to ask?
That's basically it. And I mean, just anyone that you know that might be interested, send them my way. And if there is an available county commissioner race where they are at this go around, I highly recommend trying to steer them to county commissioner and away from the state house race. I just think get more value.
Mr. Hackman.
What's the status of the San Juan project?
San Juan project. So I got the letter completed. So we'll get all the data from you as far as the addresses, so we don't have any duplicates, and get those in the mail again. Be looking to try to get those out within about the next 30 days. We should be getting those out. And if anyone had anything that they wanted to change about the letter or some advice on the change, let me know. I do want to draft a different one just for the Libertarians, trying to compel them to run for office, start the affiliate.
You did send out newsletters, right?
Yes, I was there helping send it.
Mr. Dershman.
On the San Juan County project, we had $390 earmarked for that.
Okay.
200 went to sending newsletters to that area. So there's 190 left that's already earmarked.
Did John Kyle's 500 get to you?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, I'll ping him again on that. I already sent that in.
Any other questions for campaigns?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Rich, who's for Jefferson, when we get on phone calls, maybe he would be willing to get online and start calling people and asking them to run.
For sure.
You know, write up a little script for him, and we'll do a phone call.
Sounds great.
Yes, Mr. Khan.
Also, keep me in the loop for people that do want to start an affiliate or something like that.
Absolutely.
And have them contact me.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer in rallying around a good campaign is a great way to start an affiliate or development group where one previously didn't exist. Everything for growth, so absolutely. Got some bearded guy raises.
Without opposition, we will hear from Mr. Gobranson. If there's no opposition from the board.
We're at about 15 seconds.
We're at about 15 seconds.
Mr. Campaigns Director, When will be the next campaigns committee meeting, and how does one get involved in that?
Ooh, well, I haven't scheduled that yet, but if anybody wants to email me, campaignsdirector@lpcolorado.org, I will be looking for about a half a dozen people to help me. Motion to extend a minute.
Second.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
So I'll be looking on, try and find about a half dozen volunteers to make those calls and do a few other things. But I'd like to try to get a meeting scheduled for either the last week of this month or the first week of next month at the very latest. Try to get 2 meetings in before convention and get all this hammered out so we're in convention smooth.
As far as I know, the last time there was an active campaigns committee, Kim had set up so that every Sunday there was basically an online or a phone meeting. And there were a couple of us that were there every Sunday. And I might recommend you try to do the same thing.
Try to do every Sunday? Okay.
Thank you. Anything further?
That's all.
Outreach. Lexi, are you there?
I don't think so. We only have Stacy and John picking roll.
All right, Lexi, there.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to my report. I do have a question for the convention committee. I know it's been talked about in the past. When it comes to delegate badges, are we still going to try to print those with district information, congressional district, Senate district, House district, county commission district, so people are aware which districts they live in and who they're voting for?
I'm not sure that we're going to be able to do that because that's a lot of complication. Those people that sign up early enough, we would be able to do so. Those people that sign up the last 3 days or at the convention, it's much more difficult. So I'm not gonna promise anything. I'm gonna say we've talked about it.
Mr. Atkin.
On that point, in the last, I think the last time around, we lost a couple candidates because they didn't know which district they lived in, so it would be very useful.
I agree.
I contacted you regarding.
I don't think it's hard to look it
I
up.
sent
It's
you an
hard to
email
print it
regarding
out.
if we could get that information on
Yeah.
Civi CRM, right? Thought I did.
We've got the information.
Yeah.
And I had it in the file that the convention committee was using.
As I said, it's,
Sorry. Mr. Hirschman.
I just wanted to say
I
that
misspoke.
if you have control over your CRM, you can print labels with all that stuff. I don't know that we have that kind of control because it's Andy Burton's thing, but we've done it in El Paso County.
Misspoke.
I was gonna say that the difficulty isn't finding out where they are. It's getting it printed on their badge. Now, we could probably print out forms or something, or, some kind of like a label, so that we could do it later and stick it on later, but to try to combine that with printing their actual badges might be difficult.
Talk to me.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Stapleton? Communications.
I have nothing to add.
Secretary.
I just wanted to thank Michael, that legislative report he sent out. I used it. It was really easy to send emails to the legislatures on the various issues, and nicely broken up for and against, and it links right to the email addresses. Is really easy, so encourage everybody to use that tool.
Ms. Polk.
Did we skip membership?
Yes, we did.
Yep, we did. Membership.
That's John, right?
John, are you there?
I muted him. I don't know if you can unmute him.
Can you unmute yourself?
He was making way too much noise.
Can you
Oh,
unmute
yeah, he's
him?
unmuted.
Okay.
Okay,
John,
can
you
you
there?
hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The only thing I have to add to my report is the newsletter, the printed edition of the newsletter. Unless we can find funding, we are in jeopardy of not being able to put out a printed newsletter. I think that, if I heard right, our treasurer said that, you know, we spent a lot of money on that, and that wasn't the only money that was spent. Michelle and Kevin have donated a lot of money to make sure we got one out. So that's going to be a challenge that we're going to have to overcome if we want to continue putting out a quarterly newsletter.
Thank you, Mr. Pickrell. Mr. DG?
Stacy, is this something that you might be able to help us out on through your end with the state page, and maybe putting out a call for funds to raise money for the newsletter, and we could type up something pretty about what it's done for
What
us?
about advertising on the newsletter?
What's that?
Okay, I apologize. This is Stacy Petty here. I was changing phones because my cordless was dying. What was just said?
So we're talking about funding for the newsletter. Can we start maybe like weekly, after we get some good verbiage out, sending out like a call for funds from our followers to keep that flowing?
Absolutely. Message me and we will chat about that.
Groovy.
Anything further with membership?
No, that's all.
Did we do communications already? Yes.
Yes.
we did already.
That's
Okay,
good.
standing committee reports. Technology.
I have nothing to report.
Database.
National is starting a user support Zoom meeting twice a month, and any user of the CRM can participate. I've invited several people who seem to be consistent users, so first one is tomorrow night.
Anything else? Any questions? No. Okay. Ad hoc committees. Welcome committee, is Mark online?
I do not believe so.
Okay. Campaigns committee. Previous work and new transition, we've already gone through that.
Nothing to add.
Nothing to add. Policy manual committee, that's no longer a thing. Issues committee, startup issues committee. It's no longer a startup.
Should we pull that from the agenda then?
Issues committee falls under legislative. We're still seeking volunteers and somebody to lead that committee. Like I said, I'm interested in helping organize and provide guidance, but I don't have time to lead or be in charge of one more committee. And it would be really easy for someone to step up and try to manage that, get some volunteers, and pick 3 to 5 issues that are foundational to the Libertarian Party of Colorado.
Okay. Legislative committee.
You can remove Reformation from that because the Legislative Action Committee has been formed. We've got plenty of volunteers that are monitoring the schedule, helping me point out legislation, and bring it to my attention that would be beneficial to inform legislative and Libertarian Party activists on. So we are up and running and communicating with each other on a daily basis.
Bylaws mandated committees. Convention committee, there's a motion to approve $5,000 for Mountain West Production Group audiovisual services. Convention committee.
I didn't even see that. That motion was where?
It's on the agenda. Somebody added it, saying convention committee, and a motion to approve $5,000 to Mountain West Production Group for audiovisual services.
Wow, that's really expensive.
Couldn't get Steve.
The extra amount over the bid is to cover room nights. There's a drive with an estimate.
Yeah, the room nights, even in the smallest rooms, is $132 a piece. So depending on how many people you have, I'm assuming that Angela put this together based on talking with the audiovisual people, and actually $5,000 isn't that expensive when you talk about what most audiovisual hotels cost. It is a lot of money, but I can tell you that we paid for the national convention, we paid over $30,000 for the national, for the AV. So $5,000 seems pretty small to me.
It,
But we are small potatoes.
The estimate that was attached was for $4,668.75.
Yeah, and I'm sure that it covers the room costs, and it covers their meals. If you're looking at the sheet that I kinda handed out that has like the speakers on the back of it, those are broken out on this page right here. This is the top speaker there. This is the cost, our cost for meals, our cost for hotel room and stuff. The first person up there, we're not paying for a hotel room. The second person, we are paying for 2 nights hotel. Another person, we're only paying for 1 night hotel. But this is how much the meals cost us. So when we talk about our AV people, I think she had 4 people. And so I'm sure that's where most of the cost is in that. And some of it's going to be equipment.
Yes.
And I can't speak a lot to it because I was not involved in doing that, and she didn't fill me in before I came here today.
If people are in the agenda, there is a link to the actual estimate. If you wanna take a look.
upcoming appointments.
Now, there is a motion, is there a second?
Second?
Who did the motion?
Angela.
So you would be the motion maker?
Yeah,
You can't
and
second your
I
own
wasn't
motion.
aware of it, because it wasn't printed out on the agenda I printed today.
Are you going to make a motion to do this?
I have a question.
Yes.
This, how many bids did we get on that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know. I think she got 2. I think she tried the people that we worked with last time.
Steve has done it year
Yes.
after year.
Yes.
Just too far away, I guess.
Yeah, I think that she actually found it was cheaper to go local. So,
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
But I have a hard time speaking to this. But I know that we're kind of under the wire here, that we need to do something. She's gonna have to pay for this and line it up, or else we won't have audio, visual.
Could we table it for email then?
That's what I
I've
would
been
suggest,
recognized.
is do an email vote on this and actually get Angela on the phone.
Mr.
Do
Spalding?
we have time?
I'm just saying that it's important enough that I wouldn't want to stall to the next meeting.
Right.
You know, don't give it a month, give it a week, but actually talk to Angela and find out, because I can't answer questions like who else she talked to or what.
Is Angela reachable?
Not today, and
Okay, but
probably not
she's-
tomorrow, but then she will.
Mr. Anything else? No? So there is no motion made yet until it can be done via emails then.
I'll have a different one later.
Is that what we're going to, you're doing it via email?
No, I have a completely different one.
No, on this one.
Yeah, go to email. I
Alright, so we're
suggested
gonna
we take that
wait.
to email.
What was the motion you wanted to make? Was it with convention committee?
Yes, it is, and
So, go ahead.
I would like to move that we add the annual awards to the convention itself, under the convention budget. And so that it's not being personally paid for by one or more people.
Not to mention any names.
The awards include the Lexington Lifetime Achievement Award, which we have a lot of people locally that have worked for many, many years and has probably not been awarded. So I would like to have 2 maximum in any given year for the Lifetime Achievement. That award is about $50 each, so that's $100. The PATAC award is about $50. It's actually a statue for Activist of the Year, so that's like $150. The Minuteman Awards, which are for activism, for just stepping out and doing stuff, those are $15 apiece, and I would limit that to 10. So there's another $150. And then the Friend of Freedom Award is a certificate, and the certificates are really just pennies.
So what's the total that you wanted to do?
I didn't add it up in my head. I think
About
it's about 500. It's about
$500, up to $500?
Yeah.
There is a motion to allocate up to $500 for awards at convention and add it to the convention budget. Do we have a second?
Second.
There's been a motion made and seconded. Are there any opposed?
Question?
Mr. Vice Chair.
My question's directed to the treasurer, how we sit as far as covering $500 for the award.
So far, it looks like we've got $15,000. We've sold 9,600 in tickets, 5,400 on subscriptions. So, I mean, we've got $28,000 in the checking account.
So we have $500.
We can handle it, yeah.
Okay.
But did you get a copy of my speakers? Did you add that?
No, I haven't.
There's almost
We'll add that when I
5,000
get
there.
hold of it.
For all the speakers?
Yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion? Any opposed? Without opposition, it passes. Anything else to add to the convention committee? Mr. Spalding?
Since we're done with that, can we skip back for Alexis?
Yes.
report?
Outreach?
The Loveland Gun Show went well. We collected $20 and I believe 5 contacts, but I know that a lot of people were interested in just talking about like development groups already in our contact system, but since we were there, definitely sparked some interest with a handful of individuals that want to get more involved. On March 14th, there is a Colorado Springs St. Patrick's Day Parade. Libertarian Party of El Paso County already approved the entry fee. The theme is 100 years of women's right to vote, and I would like as many Colorado Libertarian women to march with us in the parade. I urge you all to get down there, and if you email me, I'm happy to help arrange carpools. And there is a Colorado Springs Tanner Gun Show, and I need $85 for the booth cost, probably $130 just in case there's insurance. And I move that I need that funding.
130.
130 total, probably just be 85, but just
There
in case
is a
there's-
motion to spend $130 for a Tanner Gun Show booth. Is there a second?
Second.
Any opposed?
Question?
Yes, sir?
So the last Just Gun Show we did over the weekend, the one that me and Kat volunteered for, you said we got 5 persons' contact information?
Yeah, they actually gave us their contact information, and there were a lot of people that said they were already registered and all that stuff that wanted the development group's contact information. So I gave Adam's email address probably to like 3 or 4 people that were actually interested in like trying to start the development group up there.
And do you expect a similar turnout from this gun show in Colorado Springs?
I would hope the weather is better, so that it should be even better.
Any further questions? Any opposed? Without opposition, it passes. Unfinished business, is there any unfinished business? None?
Did we handle the campaigns committee? What
We
is
did.
the agenda?
Any new business? Anything further?
Actually,
Mr. DG?
John, you said you got like 28K in checking, give or take. Honestly, I'd like to move that the LPCO cuts a check for $500 to Michelle Pogue for the newsletters to kick back what they put forth. God, honestly, they do so much, and we sat there folding and stamping and marking. God, honestly, I would love to put $500 back to their pockets, and if we know them very well, the LPCO probably just ends up with that $500 down the road anyway.
Question. What was the amount that you actually went over, because it was more than $500?
It's almost 900. And
It's
I,
almost $900.
honestly, when I asked for 1,400, I was basing it on the approximate 800 to 900 people we normally mail to. I forgot that we added the mailing list that we got from Joe Johnson and Betty Rose, which are all the high income zip codes in the area. And so I had added the newsletter cost, but I didn't add the mail cost. And so I went over almost $900. It's almost double what we started. But that being said, we do get a lot back from it. I think that it's good that we keep it up. If we cut it to 8 pages, right now it's 12, but 4 of those pages are just convention. That's just convention advertising in there. That would cut $270 straight off the postage, and then it would also cut printing costs. So the next newsletter would not have to be anywhere near that expensive. I think you could do the 2,000 for probably around $1,800.
Thank you, Ms. Pogue. Mr. Digi?
So much as, I mean, we could even with convention costs, put an excess newsletter cost for the extra pages and put that under the convention just for the accounting purposes, because it is necessary for advertising and marketing.
Yeah. Ms. Pogue?
I would like to just submit an invoice from the convention to the convention for the advertising, and just make it a convention expense. Just the difference that it costs to do.
For the full $900.
Yeah, for the 270 that it costs for the extra postage, and the 1/3 of the printing cost, because it was a third larger.
So would that get close to the 500 that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I would just invoice the convention, so it would come back after the convention when you settle all your bills and you pay all your bills out. That would just be a bill and invoice sent to the convention for advertising. I think it would probably be cleaner. That's kind of up to John, but I think it would be cleaner that way.
So it would not be a motion now, but rather a convention expense.
I guess the board would have to approve doing so, because I did not ask for the money before spending it. And that was my bad. Totally, I should have asked for it, You don't ever spend the money and then ask for it back.
Mr. Gershman?
Yeah, just to correct what I said before, we have 22,900 available. We actually have 30 in the account, but a lot of it's reserved
Yep.
for various things.
Yep. I would keep my motion on the floor.
Is there a second?
Well, that one has to go down first.
There was no second.
Okay.
Second.
Oh, there was a
Alright.
second.
Oh, come
Any
on.
discussion? Any
Since
opposed?
We just discussed it, so I am going to say again, rather than writing a check tonight to me for that, I am going to request that the board move to allow me to invoice the convention itself.
So that would be a
Paid in
modification
April.
on them. So there is a modification to the motion to move to allow invoicing for that amount to the
Would that be a friendly
convention.
amendment to his?
Yeah,
Let
an
me just
amendment.
pull my motion and let's re-motion based
The
on
board has it,
that.
too late.
I think that's much easier.
It's already on the floor.
It's already on the floor,
So,
we can't
like-
We
vote
could
it.
just say no and then.
Yeah,
take a
just
second.
say no.
All opposed?
You're opposed.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay, was there a
Now-
different motion?
I will move that we allow the extra expense of the newsletter be billed to the convention.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any opposed? Without opposition, the motion passes.
Thank you very much. And I'll be
Any
back
other
to
new
that.
business?
Yeah, I have, this is, membership. I have, one issue I'd like to bring up.
Yes, Mr. Pickerel, go ahead.
I was approached by, a member in Pueblo County, who's been watching the New Hampshire, preps for the primary, and he noticed that there's quite a few libertarians that are, supporting Tulsi Gabbard's, foreign policy and temporarily switching their registration to Democrat in order to send a message that there's a lot of people out there that support non-interventionist foreign policy. And he asked if I'd bring that up before the board because he knows I'm a state board member. And so I'm doing that now. He's a Democrat. He's wondering if more people are interested. He's a Navy veteran, very much a non-interventionist, and so I promised him I'd bring that up and just seeing if there's any appetite for doing that when the primaries come to Colorado.
Mr. DG?
John, I would direct him
with a no on that, just, and tell him based on there are factors relating to our registration numbers for our candidates to get into debates, so we can't sacrifice our chance at debates on Tulsi Gabbard's less than 1% she's been polling state by state. That's an absolute fool's errand.
Well, we have Mr. Gilbranson would like to say something. If there's no opposition from the board, I will allow it.
I don't know Robert's rules, but I think this is probably a point of information. My understanding in New Hampshire this year, the Libertarian Party is not officially recognized as a party. So Libertarians in New Hampshire can join either Republican or Democrat, just as an unaffiliated voter in Colorado could. So it has nothing to do with the Libertarian Party whatsoever. These are individuals that have the right to participate in these New Hampshire primary.
Any further discussion on this topic?
No, I'd just like to say thanks to Matt and Kevin, and I'll take that back to this individual and let them know why it's probably not feasible in Colorado. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pickerel. Anything further under new business? I see that Mr. Fury from Denver County has joined us after the time allotted for county affiliates. Was there anything new with Denver County that you wanted to let us know about?
Well, we did hold our first annual meeting as an active affiliate last month.
Yay.
And we elected our new board, basically re-elected myself as chair, Josh as vice chair, and Sarah as the treasurer, and also added a communications director, Mark Caven.
Right on.
And
congratulations.
We got our next meeting coming up next Tuesday at 6:30 at the dive-in.
Good job. Good job. Thank you. Anything further? Move to adjourn.
To adjourn.
Is there a second?
What are we doing?
Meeting adjourned?
Really?
Wow. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Control over your